Here's a plant I brought in a few months ago. It's called Lobelia cardinalis. I brought it in not knowing a lot about it. I heard about, or I knew what it was, but I didn't really look into it. I just sort of added it to my order, brought it in, and planted it, and it started looking pretty bad right away. So I figured, it's an emergent, or a plant that's grown immersed, and whatever. So I just kind of left it there. But eventually it came back, and it started producing new leaves and nice roots and stuff like that. So I looked into it a bit more, and found it is a true aquatic plant. It's sometimes called cardinal flower. It sort of gets greenish on the top of the leaves, and then sort of purplish on the underside of it, I guess. But it is grown immersed. So just keep that in mind if you do get it, and depending on when I send it to you, it might look like this, where it's been in my tank for a while, or it might be a case where I just got it and I'm sending it to you right away. So in either case, it grew like this in a fairly undemanded. Well, I had aqua soil, which is good, but I mean, other than that, it didn't have much light on it. No CO2, no fertilizers, and it came back to what it's looking like right now, which is good. It will do better in higher light and CO2. It keeps more compact that way, from what I've read. What else? Yeah, so it's a pretty expensive plant. I'm not sure why. I guess because it is a fairly slow growing plant, so it takes a long time to reproduce in the nursery or whatever. So I'm going to be selling this by the stem, which is how it's sold to me, and basically a stem costs for me the same as a bunch plant of anything else. So that's sort of how I got to sell it too. So that would be, one portion. I'm thinking $3.99 probably for one of those. But I mean, it's not bad. It's got decent leaves on it. And there's another view of another one there, and it's got a pretty thick stem on it. But again, that's an immersed stem, but it's growing some new leaves on it already, so it's looking good. So yeah, I'll have that up on the site very shortly.